Hi, Karen here, your president of the Irish Nurses and Midwives organisation. Today I'm introducing the Mental Health Initiative from Cornmarket. Over the past year, nurses and midwives have shown the courage to care in very difficult circumstances, and I acknowledge the commitment and profession behind each and every one of you. This year has been like no other. It has been physically draining, emotionally draining, and mentally draining. And now is the time to talk about mental health.
The Let's Talk About It campaign has a simple purpose, and I think a purpose has to be quite simple in order to be measurable and to be achievable. So it's one, start the conversation amongst nurses and midwives, and two, create a community of support. And what I mean by that is communities are only as strong as the health of their group, and that's the nurses and midwives of Ireland. Every few months we meet with the INMO to review the claims that are coming through under the INMO Income Protection Scheme. And part of that involves looking at the illnesses that members are claiming for. And what we've noticed is a slow but steady increase in mental health claims. Now, that's the members that we get to talk to. There are many more members, your colleagues, who are suffering in silence. Research is the backbone behind this campaign. The INMO did some really comprehensive research. We also commissioned some independent research to really get under the skin of the issue. So the content that we're delivering, it's really tailored to INMO members and addresses their pain points.
We deal with a lot of things that people not in our line of work don't have to deal with.
I get the sense there is a culture. Having been a nurse a long time myself, my family depends on me. You have to be able to cope.
We have the statistics. We know that there's a very high level of psychological distress as a result of what they're going through, but now we have the voices behind that. What was really important about this project as well was that all of the nurses and midwives that were interviewed gave very practical recommendations about things that they needed that would increase their help-seeking behaviour and information that they needed to hear. So one of the most important things about this project was getting the voices from those frontline workers, because this is their lived experience. They know what the barriers to help-seeking are. And they also know the type of help that they need.
Every nurse and midwife is an individual. And we all have our own needs, our own wants, our own preferences. And it's important to have a suite of services so that each nurse and midwife can look at that suite and choose what they think is most suitable for them, or what resonates best with them.
We were really keen to do this collaborative piece with Cornmarket because our biggest cohort of users, month in, month out, every year, are nurses and midwives. And we're very conscious of the fact that, there's quite a heavy emotional burden to their work. And we want to use every opportunity to, increase access to that cohort of staff. And, we're conscious that sharing resources with yourselves and simplifying access by doing this awareness campaign is going to help nurses and midwives.
Hello and welcome to Communication Skills, Managing Difficult Situations for Nurses.
The mental well-being of nurses and midwives has never been more important. I'm Nora Casey, and I'm really pleased to be hosting a series of positive mental well-being podcasts with the INMO and Cornmarket. Let's Talk About It explores mental health issues through real-life testimonies and offers practical and expert help and advice. As a former nurse, I know how stressful it is during normal times, and these are far from normal times. During the past year, nurses and midwives have experienced long hours, uncertainty, for some, extreme and harrowing circumstances. For many, separation from family and friends and all of their usual support structures. Let's Talk About It couldn't be more timely. Please join me.
The
The simple truth is that we all have mental health. We all need to look after our mental well-being, same as the way that we all need to look after our physical well-being. So there's this saying in therapy, what we resist persists. So the idea there is that if we push away these feelings, the level of distress is going to sit there, it's going to amplify, and we're going to be struggling in silence. I don't think anyone wants that for any of their colleagues, or even their family or friends. So it's important that we really think about ways which we can bring this conversation to the fore.
There could be a significant increase in awareness and promotion of wellbeing for nurses and midwives in Ireland, highlighting the importance of self-care and self-compassion for everyone. If you got behind this programme, think of the difference that you could make for nurses and midwives in Ireland.
At the moment, when we're coming out of beginning to move in the right direction out of the pandemic, there's a real danger that the priority is going to be on, reviving services, but not reviving the people who are running those services. And in EAP, we are really, really focused on the need to mind the people who've been minding us.
It will not only drive awareness and education, but we've also partnered up with some fantastic support services with the likes of Aware and Vivo. There's tech support, there's going to be different programs available over the next year, so watch this space.
The executive and I are extremely proud and supportive of this new programme, and we encourage all members to engage as much as possible. It is now time to look after yourselves and your colleagues and to start that conversation. Let's get behind this together.